Hello guys, how are you doing? It's your homeboy Guy. Sunday morning I'm going to do some few kilometers, but before that I wanted to have a video with you, just a sharing. I have a guy who went, who told me that in one of my video, no, actually comment saying that, wow, how do you do to spend 12 years in the Philippines? I was there and I wasn't even be able to last for like a year. I decided to leave the country. Now he didn't give me exactly the reason why he decided to leave the country before even a year, and I didn't want to ask, but on my case I'm just going to give some quick reason why 12 years after I'm still in the Philippines. So first of all, let's say probably 7 years after I'm still in the Philippines, because honestly the 4 or 5 first year was I was student. So definitely when you're studying, it's not really like that much your choice, you know, you just want to get your diploma, go to school and stuff like that. And I was athlete, so it was more on I was student. But after the 5 years of studying in the Philippines, I had a choice to stay or not stay. And of course my choice was to stay, because definitely I was done with my studying and I got my diploma. So now the reason why I decided to stay, there are many, but I'm going to probably call few of them. First, it's I have mentioned that on my video already. I have mentioned that on some of my video already, but the cost of living. For me, the cost of living in the Philippines, when you compare it with some other country, it's quite affordable. You know, if you move, for example, to Malaysia, you know, Japan, Macau, the price there can easily go like twice, thrice the price in the Philippines. So this is one thing, the cost of living. You know, you don't need that much to live here. If you are, I mean, it always depends, right? Sorry, it always depends of your, you know, lifestyle, but you don't need that much to live here. You can have an apartment, you know, eat daily, and I have shared some financial stuff in some of my videos. So the cost of living for me is one factor that's make me stay here. And of course what you're getting in exchange, right? Because the problem is not just to get low cost, but you also want to get some stuff that are in good quality. And for me, I still think fairly that yes, compared to what I spend, I get stuff that are relatively good. So yeah, the cost of living is one thing. The second thing, it's it has been mentioned also, people. For me, Filipino has a lot of, I mean, Philippines has a lot of foreigners. You know, it's a touristic place. And for me, living here, it's quite easy for me, because in a certain extent, I can identify myself with some other people. I don't really feel like I'm just the only person, you know, like the only foreigner, or you don't see that much foreigner. Like there is really some country where you go to meet a foreigner, you have to walk a lot. Honestly, you will have to walk a lot. And Philippines, we cannot say that. For those who already went to the Philippines, there is so many foreigners here, and that's make it easy for me, especially coming from Africa. There is a lot of African here. You know, if you want to eat some African food, the fact that there's a lot of African, you can find African restaurant. You want to eat French food, there's a lot of French people here. Then you can find French food. So people are one thing, but into people I'm also gonna add the, not the culture, but you know, the fact that people are approachable. Now I'm talking about the Filipino themselves. They are quite approachable, so for me it's fine. When you compare them, for example, to, I don't know, Japan, or I've been in Macau, I can tell you in Macau, everybody is minding his own business. Nobody will see you in the street and start talking to you, or you know, or approaching you and stuff like that without really knowing you. I have a story on my previous video, my experience in the airport here in the Philippines. I have been in a couple of countries and it never happened to me, that interaction never happened to me, where someone see you in the airport and is kind of warm with you. It happened to me here in the Philippines. So yeah, the people. Another thing also that is very important for me, very, very important. Again, these are subjective, you know, opinion. Maybe you guys have your own things that you're looking in the country, but I'm just giving some of my criteria. I think one of the things also here is, I don't know how to categorize that, but you know, the fact that it's not essentially, for example, a Muslim country, or yes, it's a Christian country, Catholic country, but there is a sort of freedom at a certain point here. Well, freedom in the nice way, in the right way. There is a certain freedom, right? Let's say, for example, yeah, women can dress how they want to dress. I mean, compared to some other country, I can give some name like Middle East country, for example. Well, I think it's still a bit, you know, the rules are quite different, and I think you guys know what I mean by that, right? They will tell you there's this place where you can drink, you cannot do this at this place, there's only this area that is reserved for people who want to smoke. There is, you know, definitely the restriction in some predominantly Muslim country are quite tough. At least for me, it's quite tough. So I don't think I'm going to make it with all these rules. And for me, Philippines is a great place. There is less of these rules. There are rules, but there is a lot less of these rules. Now, in another hand, if you are talking about work in the Philippines, that's quite tough. Yes. If you are talking about working in the Philippines, that can be one of the reasons that doesn't make you stay in the Philippines, right? But luckily on my side, I have the criteria that allow me to stay and work in the Philippines. But again, for a foreigner, for example, who just come here in the Philippines and speak only English, definitely you may not want to stay here because it's quite tough to find a job here. I mean, there is no side job or, you know, partial job that you can do while maybe you know, handling your stay here in the Philippines, so that's going to help you handle your stay here. No, there is no such things. I mean, even if there is, it's quite difficult to find, because here, I also discussed this in one of my previous videos, people are allowed to do, foreigners especially are allowed to do what a Filipino can do, or if there is not enough manpower to do it, at that moment you're going to hire a foreigner. So you can easily imagine that if you are talking about, let's say, working in a restaurant, let's say, for example, you know, or maybe in a shop, part-time, you cannot do that because there's a lot of Filipino who's willing and available to do that, right? So if you come here and then you only speak English, most of the Filipino, or there's enough Filipino here who can speak English, so definitely you will have to really find something that makes you a bit unique in order for you to work here. So these are the things that, yes, I can understand that people doesn't want or can stay here for this reason. Let's say, for example, if you move to Europe, in Europe there is a lot of things that you can do as a part-time job, right? There's still a lot of things, that small job that you can do that can help you to you know, maintain your stay. Let's say in Japan, for example, I've been there. There's a lot of stuff that people can do. I saw a lot of foreigners working in the bar, like waitress. You know, in the Philippines, yeah, I don't think you can do that. I don't think, because a lot of Filipino can do that. So there are some countries where they need manpower, regardless the task. They need manpower, so they will hire in almost any position. But here in the Philippines, you should really exercise something that is specific to you in order for you to get a position. So in my case, I will also put job, yes, because I have that extra skills that allow me to be here. But I'm conscious that this is not applicable to everybody. Again, these are some subjective criteria that allow me to stay here. So yeah, probably these are a few stuff that I'm thinking for me, compared to other countries, it's already enough for me to stay here. Now I can also add like basketball. I'm a fan of basketball, Filipino fan of basketball, so I'm enjoying staying here because I can play basketball everywhere, anytime that I want. The food, there is huge variety of food here. I can find some African restaurant here. Now probably also the relation with people, again, it depends also. Maybe you're an introvert, maybe, you know, are you the type of person that it's okay to approach you even if you don't know the person and the person start talking to you? Are you the person who want your quiet place, you know, and just mind your business? If it's that type of people, if you are that type of person who just want to mind your business in your own area, probably the Philippines is not that much the place to be, because here they are quite you know, how to say that, they are quite approachable, and they also approach people a lot, especially when you're a foreigner. You can easily be approached, or you know, someone can easily talk to you without even knowing you. So these are all the things that you have to take in consideration. So overall, I'm not going to say it's for someone who doesn't want to stay here is wrong, or someone who wants to stay here he's right. It just depends of each and every one. What are you looking? Where you're living? I know some people who are living in France and went to the Philippines in one time and decided to stay. I know some people living in Japan went to the Philippines and decided to stay, right? I've been in Macau. I'm telling you, even to see one people in the street that you're going to talk to is quite tough. It's all hotel, everybody's in own area doing its own turf. So yeah, I cannot really give a yes or no on this type of answer. It's just that whatever you're looking for, if this country has it, then good for you. So that's probably why I'm still here in the Philippines after 12 years. Now, how long will I still stay? I don't know, but so far I think it's not perfect, but the essential part is there, so that's the most important. So yeah, that was to answer the question on why I'm still in the Philippines here for 12 years. So if you just do a quick cross-check with some other country, I think depends of what you're looking for, you will definitely make your mind. And then on my case, I think Philippines is still offering me what I'm looking for. That's the one that I wanted to share with you this morning. I hope I answer your concern. I know it's not applicable to everybody. This is a very subjective one. So in case you guys have your own reason why you're still here or why you're not here, please, you can leave it in the comment and then let's all read together. So while waiting, Bibala, I'm going to run and take always good care of yourself.